So let me dive into the ocean forever and ever. Be mine, I'll be on fire. Don't wanna be lying. I'll show you the cloud nine. We'll spend there the whole life. I'll be on fire. I wanna inspire. Please don't be afraid of me. We'll stay till the morning light. We'll be on fire. We'll be on fire. We'll be on fire. I wanna be fire, fire, fire. To be on fire. I'll be on fire, fire, fire. I wanna be fire, fire, fire. To be on fire. I wanna be fire, fire, fire.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad. Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad. Baby, I'm bad.
To the bottom of the bottle, I've been drowning, I've been floating away. seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million cause that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family. From a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Whole life ever when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage, it's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. Ripping hard and more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a god. Mess, hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Whole life ever when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo. Steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage, it's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
We'll be driving down the state, yeah. Looking around for the next crowd, yeah. Going our own way, trying to find a new route, yeah. We'll be going in circles, trying to find a way, searching for the things we do, yeah. Drop top without a choice, yeah. Hair blown round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast, yeah. I wanna drive fast to the ocean. I wanna know all of you. Growing old like a ghost, yeah. I wanna have kids of my own, yeah. Live a life till it's over. But until we do, it's sleeping soon. Yeah, I'm feeling a little crazy. Sat at home being lazy. Wanna travel till I'm 80, flying with you. Wanna take on the world and do something. Would you by my side like it's nothing? Wanna buy you things that you wanted. Wanna find you drop top without a choice, yeah. Hair blow round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. to the coast, yeah. I wanna dive first to the ocean. I wanna know all of you. Growing up like a ghost, yeah. I wanna have kids of my own, yeah. And live a life till it's over. But until we do, it's sleeping too long. Artificial love, we just make it up. Cause reality will never be good enough. And even if it was, we just mess it up. Cause we already lost, addicted to the rush. I never meant to fall. All I wanted was a touch of artificial love. We just make it up. Cause reality will never be good enough. And even if it was, we just mess it up. Artificial love. Artificial love. Artificial love. We just make it up. Cause reality will never be good enough. Just mess it up. Cause we already lost, addicted to the rush. I never meant to fall. All I wanted was a touch. Cause we already lost, addicted to the rush. I never meant to fall. All I wanted was a touch. Artificial love. Artificial love. Artificial love. We just make it up. Cause reality will never be good enough. And even if it was, we just mess it up. How can you know what's in our mind? When in between the good and bad, there's such a thin line. How can you know what's in our heart? When often hate motivates and love tears you apart. Artificial love. Artificial love. Artificial love. We just make it up. Cause reality will never be good enough. And even if it was, we just mess it up. Artificial love. Artificial love. Artificial love. Artificial love.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. point in blaming you, you did not know how. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
Hello, Deco. How was your day today?
It's going great, man. Ready to start up. We got our last day here for the Africa Regional Qualifiers. It's day 3. We only have one series, but it's going to be a best of 5, so we're going to be here for a while, hopefully, Zakota, and I can't wait to get underway.
I can't wait as well. It's going to be the last day of this very beautiful qualifiers from the IESF World Qualifiers at Yash. That's coming, I think, later this summer. And I can't wait to see all these great teams that already qualified. And we see the scores from the day 1. And the qualified team was Egypt with leading 4 scores, and Morocco coming in the second place with 2 scores, and Algeria, unfortunately, the third place with 0 points.
That's right. That was from day 1 from Egypt. But you do know after that we had day 2. Our qualified team from there was Senegal. A tough group, I'll have to say, with Ivory Coast closely behind them, falling down those 2 points. And it was actually those losses they took up against Senegal. So definitely was a nice bracket to see. A lot of competition. Obviously, Senegal won that for the, what was that, West Africa, I believe. And today we'll be having the South Africa slot qualified here after this singular best of 5 match.
Yep, that's correct. All of the teams play well, but as you said, Ivory Coast only lost the leading team to Senegal. They got defeated by a sweep, unfortunately, but still it was a very huge effort. And now we're going to wait for Southern Africa to see which country will qualify in today's best of 5 match. I can't wait to see the draft. I cannot see the players, and I cannot wait to see how the matches will go.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it, man. I mean, day 1 was great, right? We saw a lot of action packed going on. Day 2 was insane. A lot of creativity, a lot of innovation from the teams as far as drafting and the play style. And now we got the final day. I'd like to believe things get even better here, and we really see max potential in between Namibia and South Africa.
I can't wait to see what both of these countries were. I saw the other day the Zask actually coming into play. We saw the Alpha I was talking about a long time ago. But still, as I stated, the recent patch notes showed some heroes that got buffed, which is the Angela, and even some nerfs. The glue. But right now, let's stop talking about what happened today and let's get on with the first game of today.
That's right, and things are already speeding by. I already see some unusual bans again. Africa keeping us on our toes here. A lot of things aren't normally banned out. Look at that, Freya, the Vexana just got banned. Even Sabres over there, and Leslie. Only ban that's looking a little typical for me as far as the statistics across many regions is the Fanny. So already throwing us off with a curveball.
Right, these bans are super interesting, but I can see why would you ban that Leslie. She's very strong in the late game. She can back a punch. 2 shots and you're basically hit, but we're also going to see the Franco getting picked off here. That leading the Novaria, the Valentina, the Faramis, the Joy. And especially, I think one of the most brutal junglers are now the Balmond Open.
Right, Ballman is open, but we know out here in Africa, they like to play to their own meta, right? Very creative teams. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again here in day 3, but they are going to open up the draft with a Fredrin, something tried and true, very normal. But look at this, Badang into the hands of Peppermint, and Joy finally being picked up after we saw her slip through the cracks multiple times yesterday.
But there's the Minstar, the natural counter to Joy, you could say. So Joy to Badang to any of the Dash heroes. So picking Joy a little earlier was a bit of a risk, but they're going to go with the Kufra, which is another great counter for her while she's stuck in that King Sculling in Minsitar's ultimate. But right now, there's still a lot of open heroes on the table. The Arlot is up for grabs, but already Peppermint has picked Badang, an XP laner, a very strong XP laner. Maybe they would go with a bit of surprise, a Kaja for the Fredrin, something that will allow them to deal a bit more damage towards the backline by tanking and stunning the front lines.
You know, I'm really surprised, right, from blue side here. I would have expected them to lock in one of the suppressions. That's really the only true counter to Joy. We could have seen something like the Kaja and even the Faramis paired up. Kaja and Faramis actually have an extremely high win rate when they're compared together. I think it's sitting around the 70% up as far as those go. But right now, just in case you are just checking in, we do have South Africa facing off up against Navi here. So it's going to be an exciting match. That's just for those of you that aren't currently aware what's going on. Back over here to the draft, though, the first half has been completed. Now we're moving to the second phase of bans and keeping us on the edge of our seats with these bans. They slot in the deer of Dakota.
Something interesting I realized, there isn't a Melissa ban or Pickett, and in the last 2 days we saw Melissa getting either drafted or banned. But you're going to see a Derud ban, which is very interesting, as team, I think Nambia has picked the Minsitar in the XP laner position. I think that jungler, that Derud ban was a bit over the top, but that's out of question. But let's see the other bans. There's going to be a cycle of a lot of unusual bans. I like it. It leaves a lot of the characters open for picking.
Right, definitely a lot of things on the board here. It's a very intriguing ban. The picks look all right. It's just the bans that are really throwing me off here. This could be due to these teams maybe knowing a little more information. The crazy thing is yesterday, right? So after our matches, one of the players actually reached out to me and let me know that what I called, these normal bans that we're seeing are unusual bans over here in the Africa Regional Qualifier. It's actually because a lot of these teams have been doing their homework. They've been doing their research. They've been doing a lot of scouting on their opponents, and they've been banning out things that they deem comfort picks for the opposing side. So maybe that's what we're seeing here is straight denial onto these comfortable picks, because these picks look very normal. It's just the band's a little unsettling here, but again, a region that we aren't exactly from, things we don't know, but these teams themselves within the region have a little more insight than us. So probably what we're seeing happen right now unfolding in front of us.
That's the smart thing. Getting strategic, getting to know your opponents better than yourself is the most important part to winning a game or a battle. But we're going to see the Melissa getting picked while they're having another marksman, that Brody, which is very surprising. The Melissa, the Brody on the same team. And we're getting the Eve shown here, and they're missing a marksman as well. Maybe they're going to pick out a Beatrix. Some that's open, but they ban out the Leslie pick. Maybe that was the compor pick of Zubsoft. And we're going to see a Popol and Koopa for the first time as well. Interesting bans and interesting drafts.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I mean, from the blue side here, it looks pretty nice to see what they have going on. I think they have a very strong team fight presence. Also have pretty good split push potential with Popol and Koopa and Zubscope's hand here. But from the opposing side, this is a lineup I can't even begin to unravel. And I've seen a lot of compositions, man. I spent a lot of time on the caster desk and from multiple regions, but this is a first for me, seeing something like a Brody and Melissa being locked in together. Even this Valentina sitting with a Vitalize. So is this going to be like a Valentina in the position 5 slot? Are we seeing a Roam Valentina and maybe one of these marksmen mid, like a Brody or Melissa mid? It's been a while since I've seen a marksman in the mid lane.
I was thinking the exact same team. I was thinking the Valentina is using a Vitalize, probably trying to go to that S5 with that roaming position, that Kufra, that Minsitar, Ultimate are very strong, even that Eve. I'm probably going to see a Brody in the mid lane and the Melissa in the goal lane. Still, Brody being a very tough marksman to deal with, he has a lot of damage. But you're going to see some unusual emblems as well, on the Joy, on the Badang, even on the Minsitar actually. But hey, we don't know. These guys know better than us. We don't know about the region as much as they do, which is unfortunate, but still, it's very interesting as how they draft and as how they play.
Speaking of play, we're heading into the land of Dawn. Here's Dakota, day 3 in our only series, the best of 5 in between South Africa here up against their opponents. And this is going to be one for the books, I feel like. We've had a lot of days of exciting matches, and I expect today to be just like that. More excitement and more hype, not only for the players, but for us up here on the desk.
Right. Another interesting thing, probably you haven't noticed, but there is still Martin in the top. I think Brody is going to be the roamer of Team South Africa. In another game, maybe we've seen ADCs also go with the marksman position, the ADCs, 2 ADCs, one with the roaming gear and one without. And that's a very unusual strat in my opinion, but still, the Valentina with Revitalize is something new. And we're going to see a first blood by the hands of Mental Blue.
You know, interesting you mentioned about this roaming marksman. Still currently, as we head into the little underneath the minute-and-a-half mark, neither marksman have locked in any roam boots. So no one from the side of South Africa has roaming equipment, but a fight breaking out.
And we're going to see a kill by Popol and by Subscores on the Melissa. But this is a bit of a weird pick and draft still. I can't get over my head what's going to happen. They still have a lot of strong late game, but we're seeing the Joy with the jungle emblem. I think she's trying to go for objectives for out of split push potential as well. But you can see that the Fredern is just taking her far, not allowing her to get that level for her power spike, in my opinion. Once she's at level 4, it's going to be a drastic change.
That's right, and we'll see how it turns out for them. Obviously, right now, South Africa has fallen behind here. Still very curious about this composition. They're playing it through. Neither marksman have given up this lane. I'm so confused on exactly what's going on. I really expected to see one of the marksmen take mid, and this Valentina would be slotted in the position 5 since she had to revitalize it. Only made sense on paper to me in my eyes, but again, we are met with a lot of questions, but we aren't the people with the answers. Kind of like you said, only these two teams know what's best for them, but the turtle up for contention, up for grabs, looks like it's going to be going for free.
But both of the junglers haven't still reached level 4. Just now, Fredrin has reached his level 4, I think, power spike with his ultimate, with his stunned. And in the top lane, there is a fight going on, and both of the marksmen are getting pressured by Popol and Koopa towards their tower. It's a fair 2v2, as you could say, Popol and Koopa and Melissa with Brody. You could call it fair, but still, this is the most interesting composition I've seen. Against in the top lane, the fight is breaking out, and we can see a kill coming upon Melissa, a death already. There is a leading score, 3-0 from Nambia to South Africa, and we're speaking of the Devil, another kill coming in from Eve on the Valentina. We're going to see the Kufra misses jump on the Joy, but that's not bad. The Joy gets out, forced her to use her ultimate, giving them a lot of more information on the enemy team.
That's right, and this is an early lead. They already have almost sitting at a 3K gold lead. They're a little underneath that, but underneath the 4-minute mark, that is absolutely insane for them to have that kind of control right now early on in this match. Africa's still not on the board, definitely feeling the pressure. They have lost out on the majority of the team fight, all the team fights right now, all these early skirmishes, and that's not too good. But they do have a double marksman composition, so not much in the way of early game potential. But look at this.
In the top lane, there's another kill on the Melissa by Popol and Koopa. Kufra goes with the Tyrant under tower and gets a kill on Virtual Myth. This is looking like a clean sweep, probably by Team Nambia already. But like, hey, let's not be the judges. We are just here to catch. We are here just to see what is going to happen. Maybe they're going to hit that low marksman power spike in the late game. They're just going to split push and force everything fine they get their chances on. But still, there's a lot of poke and a lot of zoning from Team Nambia. We can see Fredrin is going in, going that taunt, going the knockup from the Kufra. Another kill going into the marksman. A big percentage of the kills are going to marksman, and Joy gets out on 1 HP using her ultimate. Just that extra tanking from her ultimate really saved her. And in the middle, we're going to see a kill by Mental Blue on Night Guard again. This is looking like a very clean sweep by Team Nambia.
Yeah, and I mean, right now you're talking about the Popol here picking up a lot of the kills. I mean, he's had over half of the kills. He's 5 out of the 8. So definitely exactly who you want to pick this up. His gold is absolutely insane. If you're looking at the marksman matchup, both of them right now, he leads by at least 1,500 on both. But ooh, down to the bottom side of an engagement.
And you can see Mr. coming with a Kingston. You have Badang used his fist crack. Will Badang be able to get punished? No, he escapes using Flicker, and the Joy is going to get a retribution up on the turtle on the neutral objective. We can see that the Fredrin is just chasing, trying to get his revenge on Ian Gas, and Mental Blue is going to pick up another kill. And in the top lane, there's another king going to the Popol and Koopa to Zubscope on the Brody.
And he picked up more than just Brody, too. He found 2 kills. He killed Melissa again while all that action down on the bot side happened. So went from those 5 kills, now sitting at 7, and he picked up a Blade of Despair already. So I think the Despair is South Africa's. Now the gold lead sitting at around a 6K deficit, 11-0, unanswered on kills, losing out on tower. Gold lane's already been open, and you can see they've made Zoomscope mobile. He is now rotating to the rest of the lanes. You'll see him join in on these team fights, and for this push on the mid tower that's gonna fall.
And Kufra goes in with a Tyrant, gets a stun on Ryan, and Fredrin goes in, tries to support him, and they're gonna get the kill on the Joy again. This is looking at a very rapid downfall to Team South Africa. Nambia is leading with a huge score advantage and huge tower advantage. 2 towers at the point of none. And Nightguard is going to fall at the hands of Popol and Koopa again. Popol has a very strong early game. He has a lot of stun potential. When in the bottom we can see a fight has broken out. Instar goes in with the King's Calling. Eve goes with a real more manipulation, and they're going to get a kill on the Badang, allowing them to probably push that bot lane tower as well.
And now they'll be able to maybe find some opportunity here, but hang on. Look at the backside. You can see Nambi is starting to close in. They're going to look for the collapse here, Zakota.
There's 3 members of Team Nambia in the top lane. Kufra goes with a jump, trying to get a stun on Melissa. Melissa is not able to use her ultimate go away, but Brody also fall and Melissa also fall. This is a very sad fight, but you can see that both Valentina and Misa used King's Calling. Both of them basically almost racing, but King's Calling Night Guards just saved him his life probably, but with that Revitalize was interesting, just getting a lot of sustain, not allowing to take any damage, she's tanking a lot of damage, but you can see Eve with a real one manipulation and Minsitar again with the King's Calling getting a kill on Nightguard 89.
The action didn't stop there. Slasher was able to pick up a kill as well, but up in the top side, looks like they're gonna find another kill from the hands of Zoomscope. He's a maniac right now, Zakota. He's got 10 kills out of the 19. Talk about a ball hog.
But you can see Badang tries to get a kill on Mental Blue with a fist strike, but he is unable to do so. But as you said, 7 minutes in and half of the kills of Nambia are towards Popo and Power. You can see that Badang is trying to try as much as he can, but he's unable to do so as he's getting pressured by 3 of Team Nambia's players.
Right, and speaking of players, I'm waiting to see which one decides to log in today, because right now it feels like Nambia is out there playing by themselves. South Africa, no answers. 10K deficit at the 8-minute mark. Zakota and Zubscope looking for more.
And Zubscope getting another kill on Mystical's bag, and Fredrin trying also support him while he's getting a kill on that Valiant.
Qualifiers, and today they open it up with a Savage into the hands of Zubscope on the pole. So him and the Wolf definitely ate good on this hunting mission.
Just that Popol being able to get fed. I was expecting one of the Martin to get the roaming boots, to get a little bit more advantage in the lane, but also we were thinking about Valentina going in the roaming position, the S5 position, the slot 5, and seeing a Brody probably in the mid lane, or even a Melissa in the mid lane. They had a lot of great ultimates that could be copied by Valentina, the Minstar King's Calling, the Kufra's Tyrant Rage, even the Fredrin Stone would have been useful to them. But maybe we just thought wrong. Maybe they're just warming up. Maybe we're going to see some of them pop off in the later games. Who knows?
You know, I really expected that to be the case. Honestly, I probably would have put that Brody in the mid lane. Brody's really great at being a strong side marksman. You're able to help him rotate. He has early spiking potential, so he can start rotating out in those team fights. As soon as he gets the Fury Hammer and the Blade of Despair, he's basically online, or the Heptases, I guess you could say. Once he gets the Heptases, depending on which way you go. But once he picks up the Heptases, he's ready to go. Ready to take team fights a lot faster than most marksmen. So I really thought that was going to be the game plan, but completely blew our minds here outside of just the draft into the gameplay. It's hard. It's hard to see a lot of rainbow or pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here. 29-0. South Africa clearly having an extremely hard time pairing up with Nambia here, but hopefully for game 2 we'll see a little bit more. But Zoomscope, they're 18-0-1, man, phenomenal. And I think most of this replay reel is going to be a lot of him, Zakota.
Probably a lot of him, but also some of the team fights and the kills Mental Blue got. But still, this was a very fast game. Probably the fastest of the current qualifiers. In 3 days, probably this was the fastest. That's an achievement for Team Nambia.
Definitely was. I mean, getting a Savage, getting a complete wipeout. This is the first game there's been a wipeout, a complete shutout. Nothing picked up from South Africa there except one tower in this game. And look at this, man. Zoomscope all game. Popol and Koopa. Honestly, I feel like Koopa, maybe it was just too much having that 6-man on the roster there. They had a little extra help on the battlefield, and maybe South Africa just couldn't handle that because Zoomscope literally never stopped picking up kills. He just solo pushed one lane and took down everyone that challenged him. Right here, you're seeing a member get taken down, but in that top side, talking about him taking down people, he's pushing the top and he ended up taking a triple kill. 3 members down by himself, and I feel like the rest of the team just fed off that energy. Once he started getting the ball rolling, everyone started getting the ball rolling. Look at that, Zoomscope had picked up another kill by himself on the Melissa. He pretty much soloed this entire team of South Africa.
You could say that, but still, the team was playing extremely. I think even got an objective, and got a turtle. I thought we were going to, not the Fredrin, I mean the Joy. She got the second turtle. I thought we were going to maybe do a bit of a backup, go for a bigger team fight in the later game of Skin. They had the Badan, he could create a great set with his ultimate, and maybe even the Valentina with the King's Calling, helping that Badan. Probably that was their plan, but it didn't work out so well.
It didn't work out at all for them, but something that is working currently underway is the draft for Game 2, Dakota. So we're going to head right on over there. We got Peppermint first in line to go ahead and handle some of these bans, but before we talk about bans and picks, let's figure out what maybe can happen for South Africa to have a better chance in this game. Obviously, last match didn't really go their way. I feel like one of the ways they can tighten this up is maybe not go for a double marksman composition. I'd even dare say to respect the roam item in this game and actually slot one in. That could be useful as well. Maybe help Valentina move around on that map, get a little more involved, help them battle it out with Nambia here. And those are at least the first 2 pointers I would have for him.
That's right, but we're going to that Freya ban again and a Granger ban, which is interesting. Granger is still a brutal marksman to deal with. He has a lot of range and he has a lot of burst damage. But maybe, we don't know, they were warming up, something would have happened. And for the side of Namibia, let's see what the draft is going to be. We're going to see the Saber getting banned again. And let's see the second ban of Team Namibia. I keep saying I love that country. I always want to visit it. And we're going to see the Vexana getting banned out again.
Vexana gets banned out, the Saber and the Freya, both 2-3 repeating bans that we saw from Game 1. So it definitely feels like these are bans that have kind of been scouted out, right? The first time, maybe coincidence, maybe just, maybe you could call it a bit of trolling, but definitely now it seems like there's a thought process behind it. And definitely something they would get out of the way. Even the Franco as well. So most of these bans extremely similar to Game 1 and the Fanny. So only one ban changing, which is the Granger. Besides that, everything is the same. So now I wonder, will the compositions look the same as well? Or will they look to shake up things? For South Africa, I at least hope so in this case that they do switch things up a bit.
Who knows, maybe Team North Africa was just warming up and we're going to see the Sun getting picked in the XP lane, most likely the split push god, as I like to call him. You can't charge him, you have to keep an eye on the map always, because he just pushed the tower. No one is there to stop him. He can get to the base easily, even at level 4. As he reaches level 4, he can get there. And we're going to the Fredrin getting picked out again. Will he be joined by a Minsitar or even an Arlot? That's left to be seen.
I mean, if I'm the side of Nambia here and looking at what they have, Zoopscope's up to grab. They go for the Lu Yi. I was going to say just lock in the Popol. I mean, pretty much one-man armied them to a victory. But speaking of that, look at this. We're getting our Bane here for the first time. We got this all Alpha for the first time after those patch notes, and now we'll get Bane today for day 3. So definitely something exciting here. I have to say, man, if South Africa is nothing else, they are an entertaining team, and they're definitely looking to bring shock value.
And there is I like to see in the XP lane. Also, the Beatrix is a very strong lane pusher as well. She's very lane dominant. Are we going to see the Popol ban? Who knows? Probably there's going to be a Popol ban or even a Roman ban, a Kufra ban, or a Minstar. We saw that Minstar, he did a lot of damage, but Slasher, I'd pick Isla, but still. He's a great pick, even in the roam category. Minsitar can be used in every lane possible, and we're going to see the Novaria getting banned. Novaria being a super strong mage, giving that vision on the objective, giving those vision in the buff, firing that big ultimate range, and we're going to see the Popol respect ban. We saw how dominant Zoopscope was by using him. He was just getting kill after kill after kill. They could have not stopped him, but probably they're going for another roaming or even a mage ban, and it's going to be the Atlas yet again.
It is who we are.
Well, I have to say one thing. I'm definitely happy that South Africa, at bare minimum, banned out Zoopscope's Popol and Koopa. Like I said, definitely was one man arming them, so I definitely think a respect ban was needed. He found a Savage, found a solo triple kill, solo double kill, solo pushed a lane. They actually ended the game in the same lane that he pushed the majority of that match. So definitely someone to get off the board there. It does make me feel a little nervous though about what Zoopscope could do with a meta marksman, because you know Popol and Koopa aren't exactly top of the crop here when it comes to those marksmen in the gold lane. And Cyclops is gonna get banned out here. again, a lot of these bands, man, have repeated. But look at this Minotaur, a huge roamer that we've been seeing from day 1 and day 2 will make another appearance in day 3.
We're seeing the Valentina being able to be picked up. And we're going to see another marksman being picked. And a third marksman? What strat are they going for in this great qualifier? I think they're going to go for the Valentina again to maybe get that potential from Minotaur, get that big ultimate from Terizla, even the teleportation, diversion from Louis Yi. But that doesn't look like the case.
You know, I'm really speechless. at all my time of casting. I thought last match was a little crazy with the double marksman composition. I've seen the double marksman composition. I've also seen it win. Okay, there have been times where double marksman was a legitimate thing. It was meta, and it definitely paid off. Triple marksman, no roam. There is no tank at all. There is no frontline capability here. With 3 marksmen, Dakota, I'm not exactly sure what the thought process is coming from South Africa, but they are infatuated with the idea that the more firepower you have, the better chances you have to win. It's almost like a scorched earth tactic. I guess if you have 3 marksmen, it's a lot easier to mow down the opponents. I'm not sure. I guess that's what they're going for, but we'll have to see as game 2 is going to be loading in shortly here.
That's right, you can't judge a book I cover, but you can judge a bit of the emblem. Seeing Bruno with the no emblem, seeing San with the Killing Spree emblem, and something that's a bit unexpected, but a bit respected by this Bane with that Festival of Blood emblem. We'd expect to do with the Jungle Demon Slayer emblem or with the Magical Magic Worship emblem. But maybe these are strats that we are not accommodated with. The triple marksman can maybe work against that Bruno in the mid lane. The Sun and the Mia going together in the Xfina, and we can say that Beatrix is probably going to face the Brody in the gold lane.
Yeah, and right now I'm already looking to see if anyone's gonna buy Rome boots from South Africa, and currently I see none. Looks like they're gonna run the double marksman again. No Rome boots, and they got Bruno facing off against Robin right now as they sent Mental Blue Lu Yi down there over to the XP lane. I'm not sure if they're gonna keep that formation, or maybe just doing that whole, early rotation with the mage, looking for the level 2, letting Minnow get his level 2 as well, or maybe they're just adjusting what South Africa's doing. But again, still right now, no roam boots from South Africa, Dakota.
Right, but there is a possibility San Wukong will get those boots after he builds that first damage item. Maybe he's looking to get that early XP and early gold lead on the Terizla, but who knows? We can see that Mia move to the top lane to help support the Brody in that 2 versus 1 against Minotaur, but with no cigar, no luck. There goes the first blood on the Beatrix of Virtual with first the hands of Zapsco. We saw how dangerous it was on that Popola and Koopa, but
and now you're seeing Ryan in a little bit of trouble. They're trying to find the second kill. Last auto attack won't get the job done, but he'll make it back to safety. Look at the lovely young ladies there on the Beatrix and Mia helping to escort him back to safety. But Robin looking for the flank onto Night Guard, forces out the dash. He has no mobility now. He doesn't have a flicker. He has Revitalize, but he is going to be able to escape just this once.
That's correct. They have extremely different team composition. I guess it's the Sun working, being the split push god that he's like to being called all over. He can do a lot of business, but there's a Frederick in the jungle, taking that red, getting that lead and gold advantage, that level advantage on the objectives. But there's not much they can do. They have no roam, no mage. They are at the deficit.
And then this is already starting to get out of hand again for South Africa. Nambia is taking the early lead. They're already sitting at a 2k gold lead at just 2.5 minutes with that turtle that spawned in and looking to take control. They have river control right now. No contest. Slasher is going to pick that up for Nambia here. And right now, South Africa's going to have to find some answers. They're going to have to figure out a way to make this work. But Night Guard in trouble. Again, he doesn't have mobility. No dash. Gets caught by the Minoan Fury, and Mental Blue will go ahead and cause him mental trauma there, as he's going to send him to the caster's desk.
That's right, he's up here with us. Maybe he's going to have a few wise words to tell us about his pick in the mid lane. But against that, the Minotaur is punishing virtual mid as well. The Minotaur is actually cutting the wave. and in the bottom there's still a fight going for that Sun Wukong. He's trying to get out with his lab, but the Luai and the Terizla are just chasing him. Will he be able to get out? I think he's safe for now.
He's safe, but this tower on the top side is not for South Africa. They're going to go ahead and lose the first tower of this match. But hang on. It looks like they're making a bit of effort here. They're taking some gold plating, Zakota. No minions though. Ryan needs to move. He's low HP, but look at this. Here comes the gank.
They're still going. I love their
He's still going. Left Night Guard all alone. Who's going to guard the Knight? Actually, Ryan's going to fall to Mental Blue there. Overstayed his welcome, and they kick him off the scene.
There was no fear behind Ryan either. He pushed that tower without fear. There was no one stopping him. That tower was his, but he fell in the battle, in the midst of battle, which is an unfortunate end for our hero of the story.
Penalty zone, though, comes out from Slasher, the slinging Slasher, making the plays on the Peppermint. Peppermint, he's gonna fall down to the bot side, but other than the top, a triple kill to Zubscoop's hand again. The marksman from Nambia leading the way. They're gonna march it down this lane just like last match's Dakota. South Africa, they have to stop this. It's getting out of control. They're down 7K at the 4.5 minute mark. This is a faster pace than last match. It looks like Nambia's looking to just beat their personal record at this point.
That's right, they're trying to go for a 5 or 6 even minute push. Or maybe they're going to go for the late game, giving them a chance to build up their team. But in esports, you can't allow a mistake to happen. You can see that Robin is currently getting harassed by the Mia, and you can see that the person has claimed yet another turtle.
And again, you just heard it there from the PA announcer, man. The unstoppable force that is Nambia is. Mental Blue will lock in a double kill, and they'll go ahead and look to push the outer turret in the mid lane. They're able to find it. Peppermint needs to be careful here. He's going to look to challenge this. Gonna get taken out. Zubscoop's gonna find him, and right over by the purple buff, Ryan will go ahead and join him in the afterworld. Both the XP and jungler off the board here. Nambia trying to push that tier 2, but don't have any minions currently. Virtual Myth Night Guard and Mystical Ladybug, the trio of marksmen, the trio firing squad taking damage. Mental Blue finds one. Slasher will find the other. That's 2 members down from South Africa. Virtual Myth doing all he can with the Bennett and Ryan trying to clear out one cannon minion. The Nambia right now with all the firepower needed. Virtual is going to get popped by Mental with the yin-yang effect. Ryan challenges the 1v4 and finds out the number advantage is not on his side.
That's something interesting. Said the triple mark. We're seeing some interesting builds. We're seeing she's going with the first item War Axe. She's going for that tough damage. Bruno is going with that critical damage, and Mia is going with that attacks with that Demon Heart, the first item. So they're the trinity of marksmen: critical, true damage, and this is looking like a slaughter. They're not giving them any chances to breathe.
Absolutely. Oh goodness, Dakota, make it stop. This is emotional damage at its finest right now. 24-0. Nambia walking around with the Kobe Bryant numbers, and they definitely got the dog in on the Mamba mentality. As South Africa has still not found an answer in the second game of this best-of-5 series, and I felt like maybe this could be a long day, but right now, Zakota, I'm not gonna lie, looks like this run will not be long. Nambia picking up this turtle. This is only the 3rd turtle right now. Just looking at this is absolutely, it hasn't been that long, Dakota, and this game is so out of hand right now. Look at this. Mental Blue picks up a kill on Virtual Myth. Ryan hiding in the rice field gets spotted out by Robin and Slasher, and Zubscope finds a kill on Night Guard. Slasher will take out Ryan there. Mystic Ladybug here in her own world in La La Land is going to be met by the Minoan Fury. And Robin's gonna find him a kill as well. 3 members down from South Africa. They're pushing on that high ground tower on the bot side. Canyon Minion a little low. Mental Blue's gonna find a kill on the Peppermint. They find the mid high ground tower. Zubscope looking for a kill. Picks it up on Night Guard. It's only 2 members left to defend. Bennett's Rage goes out, and so does the Deadly Catch, but they don't catch anyone with it. Still looking for the push. They have a wave down to the bot to work with. Have a bot in the mid. Zubscope's gonna take down Mystic Lady build. Virtual Myth caught in the penalty zone and torn apart memory. Robin the one will find the kill, double kill for the marksman for the side of Nambia here. 33-0, folks. What an absolute annihilation. Zubscope will find a 3-piece and no biscuit. Will he find the maniac there? No. Mental Blue is going to take that away, sharing a little bit of the glory. As Nambia will look to close out this match. It's one marksman in a dream. Well, another marksman in a dream. But it's going to end in their worst nightmare. South Africa will fall 2-0 in this best of 5. Dakota, what are your thoughts, man? Because I have a lot, but I want to hear yours right now.
Well, this may be some psychological warfare. They're acting bad, and later they're trying to get that win. They're just acting bad. This is the act they're putting on. Who knows? It could be possible. They're just playing dumb and showing them, hey, with this team, don't take us serious. And then they're going to try hard, extremely hard, and just probably get that win by a swoop afterwards. Maybe with a 3-2 advantage. They're letting them get 2 rounds. They're saying, hey, we know you guys are good, but maybe we're better. That's probably going to be their chance. They're letting their guard on, seeing them in that spot, and probably it's just some diversion for them to get better.
You know, I'm not going to lie, Dakota. If South Africa came out here right now in Game 3 and just started annihilating Nambia, I would really have to question reality. But what we don't have to question is the replays here, because that's reality from Game 2. Nambia here already from the first clip, 13, make that 14-0. Clearly had this game in the bag. This is 2 games in a row that South Africa hasn't even got on the board for kills. Nambia has completely shut them out, and Zubscope has been the leader of this complete invasion of South Africa right now. And you're seeing it on the screen here. South Africa never had a chance. They never had any answers. They're running around with this trio marksman, double marksman, and none of it's paying off. They used 2, said, well, that's not good enough. Maybe we'll add 1 more. Well, that wasn't good enough either. Dakota, Game 3, will we end up maybe seeing 4 marksmen get picked up, or will South Africa finally get rid of this fever, this marksman fever that they have?
I mean, you could say Bane is a 4th marksman with his cannon hand, with his crab cannon. You could count him as a fighter marksman, like Yusun Shin, but maybe we're going to see 5 marksmen. A Nathan in the jungle, a Brody in the mid lane, a Mia in the XP lane. Probably a tougher marksman, maybe a Popol in the roaming slot. And who could be the gold? A Melissa. Melissa would be interesting to see. 5 marksman team composition will be interesting to see this beautiful, beautiful night.
And this was, man, I really, it's a crazy theory, right, to put out, that maybe South Africa is just baiting this, right? Baiting this lackadaisical gameplay from Nambia, thinking Game 3 will be easy, they'll find the sweep, and then if South Africa comes out Game 3 and completely reverses their fortune, I would be amazed. I don't know if I would call it big brain. That's an extremely risky play or thought process to give up half the series just to come back for the Uno reverse, but you never know. Africa has been surprising us since day 1, so maybe this could be the last one to catch us off guard in day 3. But all I know is right here, we're looking at the final push, the final siege from Nambia, and they did take the victory in Game 2. So currently holding South Africa at elimination point. If any time is the time to reveal the master game plan and show that you actually are here to compete, it's now. But right now, Dakota, we're going to get underway for Game 3, man. We're going to head over to the draft and see how things are going to unfold this time.
We're going to see that familiar Freya ban in the first ban as well. Probably going to see that Vexana. We're going to do that Fanny again. Who knows? We're going to see the Minotaur. An actual important ban. He's one of the strongest roamers right now. He's a support roamer. He's a bit squishy in the early game, but later on he gets tankier. And we're going to see the Vexana getting banned out again. The Lady of the Night. The Vexana is getting banned.
You know, and it's so strange because South Africa, they've adjusted the bans, right? They banned out the Popol last game to target Zubscope. They banned out Minotaur this time to target on Robin the One. So I'm wondering, at what point do we adjust the picks as well? They're making the right adjustments on ban. I can't really be upset with the bans. They're losing to certain picks. Certain picks are kind of dominating them, and they're adjusting that in the draft. But they have to fix this double marksman, triple marksman composition. It's just not gonna work, right? I'm definitely a fan of being creative, being innovative, but some things are just better left untouched, and this is one of them. I would like to see them run with just a singular marksman in the gold lane and pick up a roam. There hasn't been a single roam in 2 games from South Africa here. At some point, we have to respect the game mechanics for what they are. The roam boots exist for a reason. The gold economy distribution system is set up in a way as such that the roam items need to be picked up for that position 5, but they've been running around with no roam. It's been double marksman in one lane, or a solo marksman in the mid lane and double marksman in the gold lane. It's all over the place right now, Zakota.
That's right, and we're going to see that Fredgen getting picked for the 3rd time. We're going to see the Bane getting picked out by Ryan Gans again. Maybe he's trying to go for that Bane push again. We've seen the mid lane last game. He was very looking forward to getting that tower down. He was angry at that tower. They thought if they took 1 tower down, what would they take? Stop them there. But they're going to go with the Franco ban as well. I think it's going to be a respect bans towards Robin. Probably he's one of the better roamers, the better Francos in the region, and we're not aware. But we're going to see the Yu Zhong getting picked out in the XP lane. That's right, probably the turnaround of the night. Peppermint and the Yu Zhong.
All right. We're getting somewhere now. Now I've let them cook. Okay. This is the best their draft has looked so far in these matches, but Arlott just got picked up by Slasher, and he made quite the impact on that to Rizla, so I'm wondering how he'll do with Arlott here. Zubscope currently up for grabs, but they're going to make the swap. They're going to put the Lu Yi back in Mental Blue's hands. So they're going to double down on this mid lane pick. Can't say I'm mad at it. Definitely worked out for them. Was right behind Zubscope as far as lethality in the match, but now we'll really get to see what's going to happen here, because the last 3 picks are the trinity, the holy trinity of marksmen from last game. There's one hovering. Let's hope it stops there, Zakota. Let's hope that's the last marksman we see from South Africa.
We saw that Nathan getting picked. I was talking about Nathan being in the jungling position. Probably is going to be in the mid lane. He's a magic diamond, but we're going to see the Popot ban, and probably we're going to see a Brody ban as well. If not, probably a Kufra, not a Brody. But hey, probably they're going to go with the Mia respect ban as well. It's all dangerous shots, but they're going with the Atlas ban, the S5 ban, the S5 targeting. They're lacking a roamer right now. Team of South Africa, yeah. They're lacking a roamer and a mage. We saw Nightgirl going to Valentina. He was confident in his Valentina with that revitalize. He was going to soak a lot of damage. We thought he was going the S5 in the wrong position, but that was not the case. Let's just see how it will turn out again. Probably seeing that project as I talked about, but no, it's going to be a Eve. The bans are actually looking extremely decent right now.
To be honest, I mean, from the side of Nambia, ban or no ban on the roams, it's not exactly like South Africa has been taking them. So I'm not really sure what the concern is there. Me personally, just based off the first 2 matches, you really don't need to ban Atlas. It seems as if they are allergic to position 5. Even if they don't take 2 more marksmen here, I wonder, do they still refuse to take? Okay, all right.
There goes that Mia.
There goes the double marksman. Wow. That's insane.
Maybe they're going for next game to win. That's not a possibility, but still, there's a chance. Maybe the Team Nambia screws up this game. And they're going with the Layla respect pick versus the Mia. Interesting pick. I love that Layla. Layla is a strong marksman right now in the meta alongside Mia. Both of them are monsters in the late game, and we're going to see a Valir getting picked out. We saw the other day a Valir working extremely well for most of the teams. Team Ivory Coast picked it, even Team Senegal picked the Valir, and all of them did extremely well.
You know, Scott, I have one question here. Now it's just on. Is Africa Regional Qualifiers, are they participating in CSGO as well? Because it seems as if they want to play an FPS game. It doesn't seem like we're playing Mobile Legends Bang Bang anymore. It's a lot of marksmen that are getting locked in, a lot of firearms that have been picked up by the side of South Africa. But at least this time they stopped at 2. Okay, last game they went to 3. It didn't work, so they dialed it down a bit. and they picked up the Valier. Now, since we went back a little bit, right? We went from 3 to 2, but is anyone going to pick up roam boots? That's the real question. Will we get some roam boots this match?
I hope Valier will. I mean, he's a roamer. Nathan can go in the middle, but Nathan has no emblem, and the Yu Zhong emblem and spell are a bit interesting, but along the lines, a Valier roam could work. I hope we're going to see a roamer. I hope we see a little more pressure in the goal lane for Zapscope. We saw how dangerous he gets when he gets fed. But will that be the case?
With that being the case, man, here we are heading into game 3, potentially the last match here, unless South Africa has been listening to Zakota and are looking to pull out the Uno reverse card here and take down Ambia. I can't say I'm as hopeful as him and willing to bet anything on it, but hopefully we get to stay here a little longer because, again, this is an elimination match. Nambia currently 2-0, looking to close things out in a spectacular sweep.
That's correct. But we're going to see Mia in the XP lane alongside Yu Zhong, alongside the Blood Serpent that collected that scary-looking skin. But will we see a big fight break out between these two strong beings? Who knows? That's left to be seen in a little bit when they get a bit more front, but you can see that the Bane is helping the Valier clear out the mid lane to get him a bit of a fast clear, letting them get a bit of more advantage. Maybe even going for an invade, but no, it doesn't look like that.
You know, here I'm wondering, so there's a lot of things that we can see first. South Africa could potentially get their first win. South Africa could potentially get their first kill. Again, they spent 2 games zeroed out on the scoreboard. They dropped a goose egg in back-to-back matches. It'll be very interesting to see if they're going to make anything happen. Will they find more than 1 turret this match as well? Right? It's a lot here.
I think Bane is more determined out. He has the Demon Slayer, but he can get 20% more damage on the turrets, if I'm not mistaken. He changed that. I was talking about it. If he's going to be a pushing demon, might as well do it with passion. But Mental Blue getting a pick off on Valier on Night Guard 89. And Ryan Gan going to also probably fall at the hands of... But no, he doesn't. He gets away. That Painlack is coming to him.
Zoscope did find a kill though off cam there on the Layla, so showing Layla deserves a little bit of respect right now. Zakota though, again, I think at this point it probably won't happen if it hasn't happened now. 2.5 minute mark, Roam Boost still hasn't been picked up, but look at this Robin with a Tyrus Rage and Revenge combination. And they're laying on the CC with the Energy Eruption, and Numero Holic will find the kill, the 3rd one on the board for Nambia, and starting out this game just like the rest.
We can hear the Bane is going towards the tower, that mid lane tower again, his sworn enemy. He's trying to push as hard as he can, but the Lui is denying that pushing potential. And they're just tying out everything that Team South Africa throws towards them.
Right now, look at this Mental Blue holding the diversion, makes the rotation over, but Zubscope says no assistance needed, finds the double kill all by himself. Mental Blue and Robin just there for emotional support. The South Africa will still go unanswered 6-0 in Nambia's favor, but a little bit of a 1v1 in between Peppermint and Slasher. Peppermint still doesn't have level 4. He just picks it up right now. So now maybe you could think it could be a fair 1v1 if they look to contest here.
Both of the fighters having no spell. That could go in the side of Yu Zhong. It's
Ryan.
Essence. Oh, that's sad. Ryan falls off.
Oh, Night Guard. Night Guard might be next. Numo finds the kill. He connects with them. Down on the bot side, though, 1v2 Virtual Myth trying to make something happen. But Zubsco's going to get the clap and takes him down. He's 5-0-0. It doesn't matter what marksman you give him, whether it's a Layla, whether it's a Popole and Koopa, or a Brody, it's all the same for him. Look at Mental and Slasher sizing up Peppermint, thinking about diving. They have him stunned, have him low. Peppermint with the yin-yang effect. Solo, but they're not able to find the kill. He's taking a risky recall right here. The minis are moving in. They might look to take this, but he makes it just in time. But in replacement will be Mystic Ladybug. Gets caught by the final slash, and Slasher on the R lot will take him down. The Zooscope found a kill off screen there. Night Guard challenging Numero to a 1v1, and he's currently losing. But he does make it to safety there as a tower falls down on the bot side.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Yu Zhong uses Blood Serpent form, his Dark Dragon form, and he's fighting that Harlot out. Interesting. We saw how Peppermint showed no fear in the face of Harlot, the Spear Master, and in the face of
Ryan.
Loi.
Ryan sends out the Deadly Catch. Night Guard, though, will be punished as he was looking to assist him. All he did, though, was assist Nambi and increasing the gold economy right now that they have. Zakota, it's out of hand again. It's 7K already, almost 8K at the 5-minute mark. Things are not looking too good, but look at Robin. Tyrant Ranger Revenge. Keep an eye on the diversion. Lu Yi has appeared with Zubscope. Mental Blue's gonna find one. Ryan's low. Destruction Rush from Zubscope will finalize that team fight. 7-0-1. Night Guard stepping up to the pitch, looking to make a play. Canceling out Robin, looking for the engage, but they're gonna keep pushing. The Yin Yang has went down. Night Guard's taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to back up. He's gonna have to give this tower up. Robin, the one, still has eyes on him. He's gonna zone this out, and Mental Blue will look to take this tower.
Something interesting, we've seen a tower getting pushed by Team South Africa. This may be the turnaround, but no. Layla is there to punish Mystic Ladybug in the bot lane, and you can see Yuzhong is just fighting out, trying to get at Arrow. He's going to have an advantage with that Blood Serpent form, with that Black Dragon form. Maybe
right,
trying to pick out a kill.
He's going for the 1v1. Final Slash comes out, though, and here comes the rest of the team of Nambia. Number advantage. They'll go ahead and take it. 19-0. Zakota still unanswered. There's not a lot of time, it seems like, left in this match or in this series. Zubscope finds a kill there onto Mystic, and at this point, all I want to know, will South Africa at least find one kill in this series? Look at Ryan on the backside. He can maybe use the Deadly Catch here. He's using a lot of auto attacks. Doesn't send out the ultimate yet. Flicker goes out from Mental Blue. Now he's being stacked upon. Falls to Numero. Still not going to be any kills on the board for South Africa. Night Guard steps up to be the last man standing on the tier 2, but Zubscope's fed. And 3 auto attacks will erase him from memory. They're going to keep pushing down the mid side. Here comes the rest of South Africa looking to respond. Virtual Myth, though, stepping up in a bad zone into the danger range of Zubscope. The Layla is absolutely cracked out of his mind right now. He's 12-0-1, 3 items in, looking to win. Peppermint Black Dragon form goes out. Needs to escape danger. Robin has him locked in. Zubscope with the destruction will find a double kill. South Africa, please have them screaming mercy and screaming uncle all at the same time. Nambia can look to end the game here. Virtual Myth, low HP. Mental will find the kill. Ryan, last man standing, isn't going to be able to hold out for much longer. Mystic spawns in here. Won't be able to get to the tower in time to make the defense. Navi is going to end it right here, right now, but not before they take a couple members down. They're going to look for another wipeout. And just like that, Zakota, we have met a sweep, and this has to be the fastest series I've ever casted.
And I think we've seen the most kills out of any games today. We saw that 35. I think we saw a 42 as well, if I'm not mistaken, and we saw a 30 just now. So all games ended below 10 minutes or below 12 minutes, and all of them up with above 30 kills, which is a bit sad to think about. But looking at the leaderboards, we can see that Team Namibia has just completely swept Team South Africa. There was no challenge. The builds are very interesting, the picks and drafts are very interesting, but I don't think it was working out for them. And right now, let's take a look out to the replays, and probably it's just going to be from Zubscope again, but no, Mental Blue is showing his face in as well, getting a lot of kills as well.
And I mean, with this replay, all we're going to see is Nambi here. South Africa didn't even get on the board. I don't think there's any highlights you can have when you don't get any kills. Look at this Mental Blue and Numero with the combination here. They're able to find the kill underneath the tower with no minions, no problem. 1v2 going on, Nambia having the advantage. Zubscope, like you said, though, look at him all over the place picking up kills. He's sitting at 8 here in this clip. Every single match, he was able to take the advantage there. You definitely would wonder at what point was South Africa ever going to be able to make something happen.
That's right, but we see that Slasher had no opponent beside the Yuzhong. We saw Zubscope going with a lot of damage from the Layla, a lot of range, pushing turrets like there's no tomorrow, but we saw Mystic Ladybug actually take down 1 turret this game. That's an improvement from Team South Africa in the face of Namibia. Interesting gameplay, interesting team play, but I don't think it worked out for them as they planned out.
speaking of plans, man, Nambia came in here with a plan and they executed it flawlessly. Literally gave up nothing on the scoreboard to South Africa. A complete sweep, not only in game matches, but also on the scoreboard. Look at this, man. Zubscope was absolutely disgusting. That's 14 kills on a Layla. You know how hard that is to pull off in just a regular old ranked match, let alone a competitive one, to qualify yourself a spot to go out to IESF, man. And they completely took over for the last series, the only series for today and the last day for the Africa Regional Qualifiers, Dakota. And honestly, maybe not the ending we expected, but maybe the ending that Nambia deserved.
I believe South Africa would have had the comeback. When I saw that Yuzhong, a smile appeared on my face. And the Bane pick was also interesting, but it looks like Team Nambia has taken the lead, shown no mercy, didn't give them any slack as I hoped for probably. That just put them at the advantage in the score, in the leaderboards, and in the game time. I think those were the fastest games to date from both the days yesterday and the first day as well. All of them were interesting. All of them had long games. Starting games were the longest probably in both of the days, but today all of the games were extremely fast, which was unfortunate. I hope to see a little bit more from Team South Africa, but hey, what can you do? That happened and we can't change what happened. That's...
You know, I thought Egypt was a dominating performance, right? Day one, they swept everyone they faced, but I don't know. Nambia completely shut out this team 3 times in a row. And look at there, exactly what you want to see if you're Nambia, the qualified team from the South African division here to go ahead and take that last and final third coveted spot for the secure trip out to IESF Romania. And here you're getting to see all the qualified teams from day one. We had Northern Africa up first, Egypt able to secure their spot over Algeria, Morocco. Day 2 from Western Africa, we had Senegal in a bit of a slugfest, right? Going up toe-to-toe with Ivory Coast, able to come out on top at the end. And today, what you just witnessed was the complete domination from Nambia to take over from Southern Africa. Those are going to be your 3 teams here from the Africa Regional Qualifiers of 2023 that will be having their chance to go show and represent for their country at the IESF in Romania.
Right. All of the teams stood their ground, but the better team took the lead. Probably, and hopefully next year we're going to see these teams again, but at a higher level. Maybe seeing them dominate their classes, dominate their ranks, dominate their people they lost to. We saw Senegal and Ivory Coast being almost at the close level, but Senegal just took that strawberry off the top of the cake. And today we saw that Nambia just took the cake from the face of South Africa. That was just a very fast-paced game, as you expect from a Mobile Legends, but this is a world-class qualifiers, and I personally would have expected a longer game, 20 minutes, maybe 25, along the line, getting the marksman. I was hoping that the first game was maybe a misclick, but 2 marksmen usually works if you play it well enough with 1 roaming and 1 just going pure damage. We saw the Brody could have went roam, he had a bit of CC, and even so, the next game we saw that Bruno in the mid lane, and we saw that Valentina in the first game as well, which is a bit old with a revitalized and a lot of flicker. But maybe these are the strats they're getting used to. Maybe there's not a lot of player base, maybe there's not a lot of professional leagues there, and probably not even aware of the meta that we are used to, Deku. But hey, everything can change in the future, and I hope to see both of these teams succeed to their highest capabilities.
You know, I'm right there. I mean, I'm always about development and progression, man. I come from the North American region, and definitely no shock or secret to me about teams needing time to develop, time to progress. It's not too long ago, my region kind of looks similar. And right now, Africa is in a beautiful spot. They're still a part of the MLBB action here. They still have a lot of great teams, and they're gonna have some teams that are a little behind the curve, but that's what competing is all about, man. You show up time and time again, you keep getting better, and hopefully next time we step up, if we get the opportunity to cash for Africa Regional Qualifiers again, we'll get to see South Africa in a much better presentable form out here for these qualifiers.
That's right, and I hope to see all of the teams succeed and do well, especially the teams that qualified. I hope to see them face off against the strongest titans, as you could say, of the game. Philippines, Malaysia, the Asian countries. even North America, your region, I hope to see the teams. I think they're a bit on the same level. Maybe the Egyptian teams are close towards North America, but that's left to be seen, right?
That's right, but all we do know that we did see was 3 action-packed days of the Africa Regional Qualifiers, man. It was such a pleasure getting to watch from day 1 to day 2 and even day 3. It didn't go as long as I wanted to. Definitely wanted to spend a little more time in this slice of MLBB universe, and especially up here on the desk with you, Dakota, but I can't complain with the ending. We got 3 qualified teams out here. Again, that's Egypt. We also have Namibia here that secured their spot, and then Senegal as well. So we get to see those 3 qualified teams. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on them out there in IESF, but that's going to be all from me. I'm Coach Deku from North America, and I can't wait to see y'all next time. Dakota, you give your final statements to him.
And I was Dakota from the European region, and I had a great time casting with you as well, Deku. It was an experience, and meeting the people, the producer, and everyone that helped us along this beautiful 3-day qualification tournament, as you could call it, was just the most beautiful thing I've experienced to date so far in this beautiful game called the Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Right. See you guys next time.
See you guys.
sound.